Tumeuona mkono wake Bwana,
mengi mazuri tumeyaona, Mungu umetenda,
ni kweli wewe muweza.
Ulitamka vitu vikawa, neno tulatosha,
ukisema umetenda. Kawatoa utumwani,
watumishi wako umewapa yote waombayo,
ikiwa umependezwa.
Uamualo hakuna wakulipinga, hakika wewe ni Mungu
wa vyote.
Unatawala dunia na vilivyomo, makuu umeyatenda
Jehova.
Hakika tumeuona
Baba mkono wako Bwana,
kweli
matendo yako Bwana ni makuu mno,
na umetutoa
mbali
kweli,
ukatushika mkono
Mungu
mahali uliona pekee.
Chini
hata juu watu unawainua, sifa na utukufu ni zako milele.
na tutakusifu
Twasifu jina lako milele, tutakusifu
kweli,
daima. Wewe mwema, tutaishi kwako. Tumeuona
Baba
mkono wako Bwana,
kweli,
matendo yako Bwana ni makuu mno,
na umetutoa
mbali
kweli,
ukatushika mkono
Mungu
mahali uliona pekee.
chini
hata juu
yao
watu unawainua, sifa na utukufu ni zako milele.
na tutakusifu
Twasifu jina lako milele, tutakusifu
kweli,
daima. Wewe mwema, tutaishi kwako.
Msalabani ulitufia, ulitupenda,
Dhambi zetu kabeba,
baraka zako tuliziomba, kweli tumeona,
hakika unabariki.
hata vipaji wewe hutoa, umetuwezesha,
Tunaimba na kusifu,
walio haki hutoacha, uliwaahidi,
hata mwisho wa dahari.
Watu wako umewapa mamlaka, kwa jina lako Yesu
Waponye,
una ubaguzi wote ni sawa kwako, umetuita Yesu,
tupone.
hakika wewe ni mwema.
Tumeuona
Baba
mkono wako Bwana,
kweli,
matendo yako Bwana ni makuu mno,
na umetutoa
mbali
kweli,
ukatushika mkono
Mungu
mahali uliona pekee.
chini
hata juu
yao
watu unawainua,
Mungu
sifa na utukufu ni zako milele.
na tutakusifu
Twasifu jina lako
Good. Good. Yeah. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah. So tuendelee na program. Tukitaka at least hizo maji ndio ziteremke chini.
Maji inakuja.
Tumeuona Baba,
Mkono wako Bwana,
kweli
matendo yako Bwana ni makuu.
na umetutoa
mbali
kweli,
ukatushika mkono
kwa Mungu
mahali uliona pekee.
Chini
hata
chini yao
watu unawainua, sifa na utukufu.
Are gathered here as the alumni of this school. Lord, may you bless the deliberations that we are going to have here today, that it may contribute purposely to the prosperity of this school. We ask this through Christ our Lord.
Asante sana, tuweze kuketi. Thank you so much for that session. We've had our prayers on both the national anthems and the East African anthems. At this time round, I want to take this opportunity. That will be done officially by a member that has been appointed. But I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of us. Here present are members so far that have been confirmed, the cohorts and the previous alumni, the years that have been indicated here, right from 1974 up to 2017. This is at the time when this list was officially being put down, but I want to take this opportunity to recognize, you see we are having several other members here. Karibuni sana, mjisikie nyumbani. Karibuni sana. Na wale ambao bado watakuwa wako mbali sana, tunaomba nafasi hii muweze kusogea ili tuendelee na ratiba yetu rasmi. So as previously, I wanted to inform this congregation that we have the alumni so far right from 1974 to 2017. So I will be forced to mention those years so that at least if a member belongs to your cohort or if there is any member who has not been identified herein, then Elisha Ngiga will be responsible in picking that information so that we officially get it here. 1974, we have members. Please, punga tu mkono hivi kama huko. That is a member from 1974. Tumpige makofi. We have an alumni in 1979. Punga mkono. Punga mkono. Maybe he's not with us. Saa hizi hapa lakini alikuwa ameshaingia. 1993. We have an alumni. 1993. Asante. 2006. Punga mkono. I know these ones, there must be many of them. I've seen them around. Karibuni sana. 2007. Punga mkono, pungia halaiki mkono. 2008. Hao nadhani ni wengi. 2009. Asante, shukrani sana. Nimekuona mwalimu. 2013. Hongera sana, karibuni. 2014 information so that at least those members will feel represented herein. Amongst us, we have various members, we have various people who have joined us. We have the guests, who will be the guest of the day. We have the board of management. We have the principal, Isibania Boys, Asante Sana Walimu, who is our host. Probably we may be having other principals that has not been confirmed with me. Former teachers, school captains, all invited guests. We also have all the alumni that I have just mentioned. And then we also have our, without forgetting our non-teaching staff. So without much ado, let me take this opportunity to officially welcome Dr. Jared Ombega. Dr. Jared Ombega is a former alumni who will now officially do a welcoming remark and a few of the introductions that are here in with us. Karibu sana, Dr. Jared Ombega.
This afternoon. I wish to take this time to welcome everyone to this given congregation. And we normally say that Kifaransa, they say chercher la fait. Chercher la fait means that you look back. Looking back, it means that we look at the place where we were nurtured, the place where we came from, and the place which has made us to become the people whom we are in society. And that is Isibania Boys High School. We are proud to be associated with Isibania and being alumni from this given place. It is a blast to us, all of us, and that one, everyone needs to clap for himself for attending even this given congregation. Since I'm supposed to give the opening remarks, I want to acknowledge everyone who has made it to this place. All the cadres, all the protocols, you are welcomed to this given gathering. We'll be having several sessions that are going to take place until the time that we will finish our program. Feel much welcomed. The MC, I feel that you would have placed a good song, then I entertain my guests. You know, I'm the interim chair. I do not know whether I'll be crowned today to become the chair for the alumni, but if I will not, I'll support the person who will be crowned today. Yes. Which song can entertain these my guests? Perhaps the guests who are here, the alumni, have been acting as the interim chair for the past 1 year, and I'm privileged to be given a chance to give the opening remarks. So when I give the opening remarks, I think maybe I can entertain you also at the same time so that you can vote for me and then I become the chair fully. Thank you. Is there music?
Nima
you so much, the team. Yes. Oh, thank you. The father is leaving. He is having other errands in a given place. So we will just proceed with the program, but later on, maybe he might come back. MC, back to you so that we can continue the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jared Ombege, for that good presentation. That bit was just to let us know that this is a celebration we are having as an alumni, and that we should feel free, be happy, get that mood that would suggest that we are here for a celebration. Karibuni sana wageni, tunatambua uwepo wenu, karibuni sana. Napenda kuchukua nafasi hii kuleta mbele zenu mmoja wa waanzilishi wa kundi hili la alumni, ambaye they're going to take us through the history on how this really came to happen. We'll be inviting Elisha Giga, who will take us through the history on how we find ourselves on this podium. Jackson, who will be giving us the brief highlights on the proposed constitution of our alumni as they continue making those presentations. We will later be informed on the next event in as far as this particular important day is concerned. Meanwhile, those who have just arrived, we want to take this opportunity to highly welcome you. Feel home. This is Isibania, quite familiar environs. I know many of us spent quite a number of years. We have good memories on the lows and highs in this compound. I want to take this opportunity to highly welcome you once again. When you're ready, Mr. Elisha, you let me know so that I hand over this mic to you. Karibu sana. Boys, aweze kutukaribisha rasmi na kutuelekeza nini cha kufanya. Pengine tunatakiwa ama hatutakiwi hapa. Karibu sana, Mr. Principal.
To our guests, support staff, all groups of the alumni that are present, good morning. Those of you who don't know my name, I'm Thomas Rungu, currently the principal of this school. May I take this opportunity to welcome you officially to this institution. I know this is your institution. You know each and every part. Feel most welcome. Let us continue the program. I know each one of us has the program. We know what we are going to have. But I can direct on a few things here and there. In this institution, we have those small rooms on the other side that you can use. Still, the others near the gate there that we can use. So feel most welcome and feel free in your institution that you know better than even me. I want to also mention that present we have some board members that will be given a chance at some point to talk to us. I also want to recognize the presence of our former chair, Professor Sangai. I've seen him around, who is also an alumni of this school, is there. And I also want to recognize as the principal of this school, one of our oldest alumni who is present, Mr. Gichoron Chama. He is there, 1974. He's one of the oldest. Though we have other older than him who are not present, isn't it? Yes. Otherwise, feel most welcome. I think I'll be given a chance to talk. I'll be able to give an overview of our school at some point. Thank you very much.
Such important remarks. Tumpigie makofi jamani. Elisha, unapokuwa tayari unijulishe.
Yesu asifiwe. The Lord is good and all the time. Asante sana. My name is Elisha, as you've been told. and I've been given a small task just to give you both the history of this association that we are just launching today, and I think I'm going to be just as brief as possible. We wanted to project it, but I can see it may need some more time for it to be set. So I think we are not going to wait for that. I can just present from what we have, and in case when it is done, it will be projected as the other presentations continue. Is that okay? Asante. So I think you will set it later. Let me just present. I believe there has been various groups of alumni. I know maybe watu wa 70s walikuwa na yao, watu wa 80s wamekuwa na yao, watu wa 90s wamekuwa na yao, 2000s wamekuwa na yao, 2010, 20 whatever. So there have been sets of groups of alumni. But the ones I remember are three. The one that is capturing people that did before 2000, and then they are from 2000 and maybe 2010 around there, and then from 2011 to the last ones, I think 2022, who I know will be also joining. So these groups are just been active maybe in social media. Maybe they do the meetings over in the WhatsApp or maybe Facebook and what have you. We've had the need. We saw the need that we need to come together so that we can have one united front for all these groups. And that is why we are here today, and I invite you to feel part of this. Now, I'm not going to go about the history of the school, that one we know. None of those groups have been officially registered with the government. Ni zile tu za kama kuna issue maybe mmoja amefiwa amepata msiba, watu wanakuja wanachanga vitu kama hizo, but none has been registered. So our coming together here is headed towards that direction, that we're going to have one officially recognized alumni for all cohorts. Now, for our case, one thing that brought us together in March 2022 this year, we received a request from one of the family member of a former school teacher, one of our teachers here. The spouse had an issue. She needed some medication, and then she doesn't. By that time she was sickling. She needed medication, and no one was there to help. So when I received the call, I shared with a few members. Then we quickly mobilized, and we were able to raise something. We attended to her medication. We paid the bills, reactivated her NHIF, and then gave her something for upkeeps. Now, upon assessing the situation, we realized that she had more need than just that for medication. So we visited, some representative visited the family, and then with some small shopping and some small token, we gave that. And then she was also educating her son, and she didn't have maybe some stable source of income. So when we mobilized the members and raised something, which we gave for that she can maybe manage the family affairs and other stuff, we also realized that by that time, one of the son had dropped out of campus due to lack of fees. And it dropped in 2018 because of fees challenge. So hapo bado tuliendelea na shughuli. We processed the readmission of that student. Alikuwa Egerton, aliachia second year, tuka process, then he was readmitted in September huko. Now, after all that story, of course we committed or promised that if possible we will ensure that boy amemaliza masomo yake, because that teacher really transformed our lives while he was alive. Maybe if you may want need to disclose the further details, I can still do that, but later. So now, after all this, now we realize that there is really need to maintain this unity. There is need to maintain that group. And now that is when these thoughts of having the association registered came in. And then now we planned for this day so that we invite everyone. We bring them on board so that we can have this association fully registered and then benefiting the members of Isibania fraternity, that is the teachers, former teachers and staff, and even the students, because I know there are some needs that might need our assistance. I know maybe the team that will be elected will have projects toward such kind. So briefly, that is how we came to being. Now, in May 2022, when we held a virtual meeting, because you know, for a team or a group to proceed or continue with the operation, we need some form of organization. So we elected some interim officials, and if they are present, I would request them to stand. Jared Ombega was elected the chairperson. Vice chairperson was Matiko Benson. Kindly stand and wave. Secretary was Patrick Auga. Maybe he will be joining us later. Elisha Ngiga, the one speaking, was elected the treasurer. Organizing secretary was Heiki Omboya. Kama Kondania wave. Then project coordinator was Joshua Kihingu. Kihingu is represented by someone, Shadi Prince. Asante. Then welfare representative was Ibrahim Maroa. Asante. The mission of the association that we adopted is to engage alumni, friends, students, and associates in ways that benefit its members and Isibania School through opportunities that stimulate a lifetime of socio-economic growth and development, interest, loyalty, and support. Objective, I may not list all of them. One of them is to promote the reputation and well-being of the school, enhance the image of the association, provide networking opportunities, and then provide social intellectual interaction between different cohorts. Sorry, I'm not going to that. Then we later, after that meeting, we proposed to have a constitution. One of us will be taking you through that proposed constitution. We will give you the various details, and then that's that. Okay. Now, those 7 were forming the executive committee of the group. But then there were other committees that were set. For example, we had a committee for welfare, and this was the team. If they're present, kindly, you can rise. There is Jared Ombega, Ibrahim Jackson, Heiki Omboya, Alaka Leonard, and Edwin Odiambo. You can remind them that the event is aired live, they can share. Then you can sit. We had also project committee. The project committee was headed by Kihingu, Peter Ouchi, Eric Aduo, Matiko Benson, and Auga Patrick. Formed a team called election management so that they would see ahead the process, the entire process, because we needed people that are independent, are not interested in any positions, and the following formed that committee. Kindly rise and wave. Austin Were, Shadrach Obiri, Omondi Wycliffe, no, he's not present. William Gisiri, he sent his apologies. So those were the committee that were formed to help do the, several meetings, all of them just virtual, about 7 of them, from March to back. Some of them we didn't record. You know, sometimes we could even meet during lunch break, just that some 30 minutes, if there was something that needed some urgent attention. Of course, I know as we are starting, it will come with several challenges. I know along the way, some would even be, who would decide to leave the association. But I want to remind you that wanasema mvumilivu Yeah, so I want us to be together and plant this seed that you're going to plant today. Even if you may not benefit directly, maybe your kids will benefit someday. Let us be together. And we are guided by our motto, Espirit. Yes, Espirit the corpse. Thank you so much. MC, proceed.
Presentation on the history on how we find ourselves on this occasion. Without wasting a lot of time, may I wish to kindly invite Ibrahim Jackson, who will take us through a few highlights on the constitution of these alumni. Karibu sana.
This wonderful opportunity to talk about the constitution. Without repeating what my first speakers have said, I just want to appreciate every one of us who has made to this place. I know we have busy schedules, we have traveled from different places. My immediate former speaker traveled all the way from Meru. Some of us traveled from Nairobi. We have not slept simply because we have this association at heart. And I want to urge every one of us to support this noble initiative because we have much more that we intend to do. Let me just go straight to my points. I want to talk about the constitution. I'm not going to go into details. Basically to introduce what are the rules that govern a given group of people. It can be a society, it can be a government, it can be citizens and so forth. So similarly, this is an association which is bringing together people with common interest. So we thought it wise to have guidelines and rules that will help us to carry out our activities. So this constitution was drafted by members who are present and those who are not present. We have members who are following us online, we are live. We came together, we discussed, we had various revisions. The same document was shared to members. We accommodated every view. So at this point, allow me to quickly mention a few items and contents of this document, and also to recognize that we have shared the same to the WhatsApp groups, and we will still share and continue educating members on what this document entails. So one of the critical, or rather let me just mention very on a high level summary, the content of this document. We have the Article number 1 talking about the name of the association. Article number 2 is talking about the mission. The mission is what we intend to achieve and where we are going. We have Article number 3 talking about the objectives of this association. Article number 4 is talking about the membership. In the same, we have defined the types of membership that the association recognizes, qualifications that someone needs to meet so that they become the members, resignation, membership fees, forfeiting of membership and benefits. Article 5 is talking about the welfare and benevolence, but about because we understand that we are blessed differently. Those of us who are good in one way, there are those who are good in another way. So we decided to come up with a welfare and benevolent article which defines how we can support one of us in case they have a challenge like bereavement, sickness, school fees and many other requirements. Article number 6 is talking about the governance. Governance basically defining the structure that will govern this noble association. And then number 7 is talking about the officers of the association. In this case, we have 5 executive members or executive management team. We have the chairperson, the vice chairperson, the treasurer, the organizing secretary, the secretary, and finally the project coordinator. And their duties are outlined in that document. Article number 8 is talking about the project, and as the chair will be talking about our intention to continue supporting the school. We are going to come up with projects that we can fund from our pockets. We're also going to source for funds from other well-wishers so that we can continue doing this. So article number 9 is talking about auditing. Auditing basically means giving assurance to the members that their resources are used in a transparent manner. So we are going to ensure that your resources, your subscription fees, the funds and everything that you give us can be accounted for the benefit of all. Article number 10 is talking about the representation from the school. Article number 11 is meetings, because we need to be having meetings so that we discuss the progress and way forward. Article number 12, election and by-election. We have election management committee, which is defined in this constitution. I know they have some slots to talk about more about election, so that everything that we do is guided independently by a team which we have selected. Article number 13 is talking about finance and investment. As I have mentioned, we are going to support our initiatives using funds. So we have defined rules and regulations that will help us to manage these funds, to source for these funds, and how to keep these funds. Article number 14 is discipline. As you all understand, people who come together as a group have to behave in a certain way. So we have also defined the acceptable code of conduct, acceptable or minimum behavior, standards of behavior that we expect from the members. And also we have also defined the Article 16 talking about amendments to the Constitution, and finally the dissolution. So this document has been shared to you. We will still keep sharing, we will still educating the members, and you can get time to go through the same. This is a set of rules that we have put in place to guide us, to help us in coming up with ideas and guiding us in implementing the activities that we intend to implement. Thank you so much for listening, and I wish you a good listening as we proceed the program. Thank you.
I wanted to add something on the Constitution that has not been explained at length. We have different types of membership in the group. We have the founder members. Founder members are the people who came with the idea, and then they formed this group. They are called founder members. Then we have the ordinary members. Ordinary members are now the alumni team and all the stakeholders from Isibania family. And then we have the honorary team. Honorary team are people who would wish to be associated with the Isibania Boys High School Alumni Association. Like, for example, the way we are seated here, maybe there is someone who has come from Taranganya High School, but he has just come here to see what we are doing. Maybe there is someone who has come from a different, maybe institution, did not school at Isibania and would wish to be with us and join the association. Then that person is allowed. That person is allowed according to the Constitution. That person is called honorary member. So you are much welcomed to be part of us. Thank you so much.
Important addition to the Constitution. Once again, can you put our hands together for one Ibrahim for that wonderful presentation sana. Karibuni, mjisikie nyumbani. I've also been alerted that we also have the 2015 members who had not been in the list before. Wave, wherever you are, please. 2015, asante sana kiongozi. Lakini pia we also have the 2012 members here present. Please wave. I think we'll put this in order through Mr. Chairman, that we might have a representative from each of these cohorts at least to come forward and say a word, but that has to be prepared, because if I ambush you right now, I know we'll be having a lot of problems to do with that. I think that can be sidelined, can be prepared early in advance so that we have it streamlined. Let me now take this opportunity to direct us into the next step that we have. I will be taking this opportunity to welcome the current principal of Isibania. We're getting into speeches, but the current principal is going to be inviting the board of management, the current teachers, former principals, and the teachers here present. I think at the tail end, we'll also be having some captains coming forward and then sharing the honor to welcome you to this podium. And then I think from the captains now, we will be following that hierarchy upwards. Asanteni sana. So please, the captain, I will be inviting the one I know. The one I know is Dr. Jared Mbega. Once again, karibu sana. And those who were captains previously in the many years, we might not be able to know you, but please, if you are one, through Mr. Dr. Jared Ombega. I think he'll be inviting you. Karibu sana, Dr. Jared Ombega, once again. The captain will invite other captains.
I've been invited again to come to the podium. All the captains who are ministers, kindly stand up and come in front. We take a photo. All the captains, all those who are captains at Isibania Boys High School. Me, I was a captain at 206. I was a captain 206, and I know captains are stars where they normally go, and I'd wish that they mention their names and then they give a word. Kindly, MC, I request that on behalf of all the captains, because I've been given the mantle to be the lead, I want to start with the youngest captain as I finish with the oldest. Kindly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All protocols observed. Good afternoon. I'm Kwene Vincent Marwa, former captain, that is the school president in 2014. So I may look young, but not as young as I was when I was tasked with this, the issue of leading students in that is 2014. I want to thank you people for attending and also supporting this event. Let's keep on doing the same. We also had the same idea, that is you heard from Elisha Ginga that we have three groups that he knows, that is 1990s, 2000 up to 2009 there, and then 2010 to 2021. I've been leading the 2010 to 2021 together with my friends. I can see Kevin Yongesa there, I can see Wilson, Willis Dick, and others. Now, we came as a welfare association, but it's good. Our seniors saw it was better to come together, physically maybe share, and also support the school. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again. I take this chance to say thank you to the principal, Mr. Rungu, the board of management, teachers who are present, former students. I doubt if there is a current student here, but all protocols observed. So my name is Ibrahim Jackson Marwa. I served as a school captain, first as assistant school captain in 2007, and then as a full school captain in 2008. And all of us, especially the alumni who school here, you know the might Isibania. That time we were called the might Isibania. So the term might, I'm not sure whether it's still there, but that's how we used to refer ourselves. And it's my pleasure to be here. It's my pleasure to be back. It's my pleasure to give back to where I came from. This is a place which develops boys into men. So the people who are seated here have been nurtured through this school. So the mighty Isibania remains and stays forever. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll speak, then I'll give him the mic to speak, because I'm younger in terms of captain and age also, plus everything. So I follow protocol the way I started it. I'd wish to acknowledge all the teachers who are ministers, all the protocols observed, the board of management, and everyone who has made it to come to this given place. I was a captain in 206. Before I became a captain, I was a dome captain, Matiba 3. Then there was a strike. So when the strike took place, it happened that I had a luck, and then I was appointed to become a school captain. Because I was just a dome captain. I was not supposed to be a school captain. I would have finished being a dome captain, but luck ilikuja na strike, na kama nilikuwa mall. Wale wazuri kwa walimu. Then I was just given the position to become the school captain. So that is how I became a school captain in 206. later on, then sasa tukapambana na maisha, and this is the place where we are currently launching an alumni for Isibania Boys High School. Otherwise, feel much welcomed. Other speeches will be coming as the program unfolds. Thank you.
The school principal, all the students, Isibania, all protocol observed. My name is Fanuel Matiko. I was in Isibania between the year 2000 and 2003. This guy here must have been here when I was in Form 4. Became the school captain between the year 2002-2003. And I'm very, very excited to be back to a ground that molded us to be what we are today. We appreciate the management of the school for welcoming us back to this ground, this particular prestigious school. And we are very, very happy to be here today. And we pray that the school that brought us to where we are today continue to shine. I can see very, very senior people here who went through Isibania Boys. Isibania Boys is a great school, we must say. Therefore, we are very, very happy to be here. Once again, I want to thank all the organizers of this particular event, and hopefully we can have all members that pass through this particular school on board as we form a very, very broad alumni association. Otherwise, thank you very much. I wish you all the best in this particular event.
Thank you so much. Clap for them. MC, we can go and sit down now after good speeches that you've given. MC, back to you. Thank you for giving us that time.
Thank you so much. I was receiving some additional information. Thank you, the school captains, for the years that have been represented here. Those guys were such vital guys those years. They were determined the ecosystem around. It wasn't easy, but then we put through, and here we are today. Everybody amongst those who are lucky to be here, I think they had their time and quite a lot of challenges, but they are leaders, as you can see them. They are leaders, and that is what Isibania is proud of. At this juncture, I'll return you on your seat, Mr. Principal, again, but let me call upon one of the oldest alumni to come and say a word. Yule alumni ambaye ni wa miaka mingi kidogo, mwaka 1974, jina lake nimeambiwa ni Chief Gregory Gichoro. Karibu sana mzee, sisi ni wanao, lakini pia ni alumni wenzako.
Asante sana kunitambua. Principal, wageni mlioalikwa, alumni wenzangu ambao tulisaidia kulei foundation. That we were the first government class in 1971, and we left this school in 1974. I think most of those who left this school with me have either gone to see Jesus Christ because I've looked around for one of them. I can't find any. So that time, we must have laid a good foundation for you people, isn't it? Yes. Because ours, we didn't have graduate teachers that time. The highest land teacher we had was a diploma holder. So it forced us to toil. And if any of you can probably or catch up what we used to call University of the Rocks. Did any one of you find that? Because we did like a rowdy environment. So there are some rocks, some few meters away from the school. We'd go and hide there and toil and read very hard. And that's how some of us emerged the best students in 1974. Mr. Principal, you can remember when I was a PTA member from last year in this school, I complained loudly that my name had been removed maliciously from the dining hall. My name had stayed there for a long time. Did any of you find it there? John Gichoron Cham. That was out of toiling, out of sweating. And I even told students one time when I was a PTA member here, that time we didn't have qualified graduate teachers, but we did our best and passed exams very well. I remember there was a fellow student who was cramming a subject that we never thought was right for him to cram, biology. There was a book called McKean. I don't know if it still exists. That man would walk with that book from the dining hall to the classroom to Mugendi dormitory, cramming biology. Now, that time I didn't want to line up here as one of the captains, but I was a general prefect. We had created that subject, that post, so that if I go to the dining hall, I don't find a dining prefect, I represent him. If I go to the dormitory and don't find the prefect in that dormitory, I represent him. So I was a general prefect. Now, that friend of ours who was cramming biology has always remained in my memory because he failed biology totally. So, those of us who knew that cramming was not the proper way to learn actually performed very well. So, a brief history of Gichoro. After here, I went to Agoro High School. Then after Agoro, I went to the media, trained at Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, went to Egypt, came and worked for radio stations, several radio stations. Up to last year, I was with the vernacular radio station in Kihansha called Tugatane Radio. But recently, Mr. Principal, I managed again to join a new one called Pure Africa Radio in Kihansha. It broadcasts in Kiswahili and Kikuria. So that's where I am finally. I hope to go elsewhere after that because at 70 years, I still feel young. Thank you.
That's quite a privilege. Now in an organized manner, please let's put our hands together for the legend. That is great. That is great to be amongst us. Karibu sana, ujisikie nyumbani. At this time round, let me take this opportunity to now officially bring unto you the principal, the current principal, Mr. Rungu, who will then go ahead and make the various introductions we have shared. Pale pole pole. Karibu sana. Let's put our hands together for the principal. Is the host. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much. Tumpigieni makofi Gichoro kidogo kwa sababu ni mtu ambaye amesaidia shule hii at various capacities. Asante. Once again, this is how I'm going to proceed. I'll call upon one of the teachers to represent teachers. I'll call them to stand up so that they can wave to you, but I'll pick on one to talk on their behalf. I'll also call upon the support staff of this school so that you can see them. At the same time, I'll also pick on one to talk on their behalf. We also have some of our board members around and some former board members around. Now those ones, they'll be given a chance to greet you and they say a word. So may I start with the support staff? Naomba support staff wote tusimame ili tusalimie wageni wetu. Simameni support staff wale ambao tupo. naona mko pale, asante. Wapigeni makofi. Nitaomba, since there is one support staff who is known by many of us who are present today, Amen. Nitaomba aje wasalimie kwa niaba ya wengine. Amen, come. Serving, eh? That was during serving time, isn't it? Kasonga dad.
Asante mwalimu mkuu na student wote ambao mmefika hapa, hamjambo. Na wasalimia hivyo kwa sababu nimefurahia. Miaka mingi wengine wameenda hatujaonana nao. Leo tumeonana hapa. Na tangu ni safu hapa ni miaka mingi sasa, naelekea ukingoni. Nafikiri mwaka huu ambao tunaenda kuanza mwishoni, kama tarehe hizi za leo hivi, nitakuwa naenda nyumbani. Sasa tutakuwa tunakutana huko, tunasalimiana. Mambo ya shule sasa labda tutayasahau kidogo, maana ile tata songa, tata wengine watamisi Chali mwenzako, ile one touch angalia huko nyuma tata, watu ni wengi. Lakini hiyo hatutasahau, tutakuwa tunakumbuka tukikutana hivyo, tunacheka hivyo. Asante sana, nimeshukuru. Sitakuwa na mengi sana. Asante.
Asante sana Amen. Saa zingine kufanya kazi shuleni ni kuzuri. Huyu mzee kupitia kwenu na kazi ambayo alifanya, amemanage kusomesha watoto wake vizuri, na wote wamefaulu maishani, na wote wana kazi. Mpigeni makofi tafadhali. Asante. Let's go to teachers. Walimu tafadhali ambao tuko tusimame wote. We are around 36 teachers in this school, out of which 10 of them they are BOM teachers and 26 of them they are TSC teachers. Sababu wengi ambao wako labda hamwajui, hata including the principal, you may not be knowing him. But Madam Robbie, you may be knowing her. Sindio? Yes. Yeah, so let Madam Robbie come and speak on our behalf. Karibu Madam. Karibu. I know most of these people, they are your students, isn't it?
Naona captains wamekaa hapa. Bwana wabariki sana. Mwalimu mkuu, student council wote walioko na waliotoka, subordinate, teachers na marafiki, hamjambo. Ningependa kushukuru sana watu ambao walikuja na kitu kama hiki. Wale ambao watakosa hapa, hata mbinguni sijui kama mlango utafunguliwa, utakuwa umefungwa. Lakini najua wewe unajitayarisha kuja, majukumu yamekuwa mengi pia, na nashukuru kwa sababu najua wako njiani wanakuja. Sina mengi sana, lakini ningependa kuwakaribisha wote hapa, na nikiona hizi nyuso karibu nazijua zote. Vile tu nyama zimeongezeka, sasa siwajui vizuri, lakini ni kama najua wote. Kianzia na student council hapa, almost hao wamekuwa vijana wangu, karibu wote wamekuwa vijana wangu, na ninashukuru sana. Kisikia tata akisema wana hili songa, hivyo ndio huwa tunafanya, wanakuwa vijana wazuri, ndio maana wanakumbuka kurudi hapa. Nimekaa nao, nimekuwa hapa kuanzia 2004, nimekuja hapa kwa BOM ikaandikwa hapa hapa, na niko na miaka 8 hapo mbele. Ninajua nitakuwa hapa hapa, mkirudi next year utanikuta hapa hapa, tutakuwa pamoja na nyinyi. Nashukuru sana, na ninajua tutakuwa pamoja tukiendelea na hii, na wanapoendelea na hii kazi, tafadhali usiwe unakosa. Wakisema tunakutana hapa, kuja kama uko hai. Wakati haupo tutasema delete, lakini kama uko hai, wewe kuja tu, tuungane nao, tuone wanataka kufanya nini, 1 2 3, tuwaunge mkono na tufanye kazi pamoja. Mungu awabariki sana. Na wakati mwingine ninapenda kuonyesha hawa vijana, kuna wasichana walikuwa wanapigwa hapa wakipita huko kwa fence wakienda primary. Siku hizo wamekuwa wakubwa. Ningependa mmoja wasalamie.
Pigeni madam makofi. Asante. Before we move to the next level, I want to also mention slightly about the teachers. We have our deputy principal, Mr. Thomas Obola, is not present at the moment. The school has 2 senior teachers. We have the senior teacher administration, Mr. Anton Rioba, and also academic, Madam Masisa Nancy. Our boarding master is present, Mr. Moses Matinde. Stand up kidogo awakone. That is the structure which we have. I may not mention everyone, but I just wanted to mention a few so that you can know. Munta Joseph Mahiri is our chair, BOM of this school. So he's aware of the function, but he's a bit committed. He's in Nairobi. He didn't attend, but he's well represented by other board members. Even our PA, Madam Pot Auka, she's also aware of this function, and she gave us some blessings because they have a function at home that she's attending to. So nafasi hii nitaichukua nipeane kwa Professor Sangai Mohochi, ambaye alikuwa ni board chair kipindi kilichopita, ambaye pia ametusaidia sana. Na kadri anapokuja nitasema kwamba pamoja na kwamba tuna function hii, pia hata yeye ametusaidia sana katika hii shule. At some point he had also tried to come up with an old boys association, ambayo pia iliendelea. After 2-3 years it became inactive. So it's an idea that he had mooted earlier, but I believe with his attendance and also being a member, he's going to assist so much. So ningependa the steering committee, you have a person who can back you up, because I've worked with him. I know he's very supportive. So karibu Professor.
Asante sana. Mwalimu mkuu, walimu, wenzangu, hamjambo. Kwa hakika mimi nimefurahi sana kuwa hapa. Sababu ni kwamba alivyosema mwalimu mkuu, wazo hili tumekuwa nalo kwa muda mrefu. Na alivyoongea mwingine hapa awali, pia kumekuwa na makundi kadha wa kadha yaliyokuwa yakijaribu kuunganisha wote tuliosoma katika shule. Hatimaye nafikiri tunaanza kuona sura nzuri ya kikundi hiki. Ukizungumza kuhusu katiba, tukizungumza kuhusu mambo ya kusajiliwa ili tufahamike rasmi serikalini, ni hatua nzuri sana. Mimi alivyosema mwalimu, nilikuwa kwenye board, kisha pia nikawa mwenyekiti wa board, na tulifanya kazi pamoja vizuri sana. Mwalimu, ningependa ule ushirikiano tuliokuwa nao uendeleze na kikundi hiki, kwa sababu naamini kabisa kwamba sasa Alumni Association ya Isibania itainuka kisawasawa. Mimi nilisoma huku na nikamaliza mwaka wa 1985. Bwana hujataja huo mwaka wangu la, na mimi niliandika pale sijui kweli. Ndipo niliondoka nikaenda Bungoma High School kisha Egerton, na kazi hadi sasa bado nafanya kazi katika chuo kikuu. Sasa hizi nafanya katika chuo kikuu cha Kibabii kama registrar academic affairs. Lakini Isibania si kuondoka, japo nilimaliza masomo hiyo 85, si kuondoka kwa sababu hapa ni nyumbani kwangu, ni hapa yani across the fence. Kwa hivyo hapa kila mara huwa bado na haja huku. Sasa nafikiri ukitizama historia ya shule kubwa kubwa nchini huku, Alumni Associations zimechangia pakubwa sana, na wana miradi mizito. Katika nchi za nje, nimefanya kazi Marekani kwa miaka 5. Watu waliosoma katika shule ama vyuo fulani wana mchango mkubwa sana. Utakuta kwa mfano Stanford ni moja ya vyuo ambavyo nilifanya kazi. Unakuta jengo kubwa tu la orofa limeandikwa class of this and that year. Sasa unakuta kwamba wameungana na wakatekeleza mradi huo, na huo ni kitu cha kujivunia. Sasa sisi huenda tusiweze kufanya class of 85, class of what, lakini tunaweza tukasema kama Alumni Association. Na inawezekana, tusije tukajidharau. Yaani kwa kweli haya mambo ni kuwa na moyo tu na kuamua kwamba tunahitaji kufanya kitu. Kuna mmoja hapa amezungumza akataja the mighty Isibania. Hilo jina safi. Sasa huo might, we need to bring it out and show people. Because indeed, to be very honest, shule hii imezalisha watu wengi, tena mashuhuri wengi. Na ningeomba labda katika mazungumzo yetu tufikirie kuhusu namna ya populate the list of these guys, kwa sababu ni wengi sana. So if we can start populating it somehow, I don't know how, because unaweza kuta mimi na wajua wengine ambao fulani mwingine hajui, tuanze kuandaa orodha hiyo. Kwa mfano tu, wakati wote tulipokuwa tukijaribu na mwalimu, mmoja wa watu ambao tulitembelea na tukazungumza naye ni Dr. Joana. Dr. Joana alikuwa mwanafunzi hapa, alikuwa mwaka mmoja mbele yangu. Kuna pia Dr. Ongondo, yule the CEO of KICD currently. At the moment is the KICD. Yes, KICD. Pia alisoma huko. Na pia hata PS Marwa. Yes. So ni wengi, but let us have a systematic way of forming, populating that list. Kwa mwalimu, mimi langu kwa hakika ni kusema tu kwamba I'm very, very, very proud of this school. I'm very happy to be associated with it. And I want to commit to working very closely with the officials so that if there is any little contribution we can make, we will gladly do so. Asante sana mwalimu. Nashukuru.
Tuna Francis Kinina and Joseph Obwiri. Obwiru. Yes. Karibuni sana. I think nyinyi mtaongea. Tuanze na Kinina. Njoo msalimia hawa alumni wetu.
Mwalimu mkuu, habari zenu? Asanteni sana. Kwa majina ninaitwa Francis Kinina Muruguta. Mimi ni board member kuanzia mwaka huu. Niliweka kwa executive na tunasaidiana na mwalimu katika uendelezaji wa shule yetu. Management, muda mwingi ni kuangalia haki ya mtoto timizwe. Mtoto kwanza, alafu maendeleo na mengine yafuatie. Kwa hivyo kwa hii kazi ya leo inaiunga mkono sana, ikiwa mmoja wa board of management, na ninasihi kwamba isikuwe kwamba ni mkutano wa leo, ila tuseme kwamba this is the first AGM yenye imeanza, tuendeleze kwamba kuna second AGM, third AGM, na tuendelee ili tuone kama tunaweza kukuza something from the alumni. Kwamba mimi nilikuwa mmoja wa wanafunzi hapa. I'm in the class of 1992. Lile darasa mlikuwa mnasikia kwamba linafanya migomo sana. Ile migomo ya Isibania. Zile visits za kwenda mwenye bohansi. Hii ndio ilikuwa moja ya class. Sijui kama 92 tena kuna mwingine hapo. Ene 92 class. So you register me, eh? I'm one of the alumni 1992. Nimejifunza kutoka kwa wenye wameongea wa kwanza. Sikujua maana yake, lakini leo nimefundishwa. Maana yake ni kwamba kusoma hakuishi. Nilipotoka hapa 92 niliajiriwa kazi na ilikuwa mmoja wa escorts wa mayors. Kwa hivyo mimi niliajiriwa na council Kihancha municipality, ilikuwa office askari, na baada ya kuwa askari nikasema no, I won't die that way. Serikali ilinipendelea kidogo kwa sababu most of the trainings walikuwa wananibeba wananipeleka. Nimeishi Mombasa miaka 3 hivi nikiwa class, na mpaka sasa hivi tunajiendeleza na kazi ya county. I'm one of the accountant service board, inahudumu pale. Kwa board of management imependelewa pia na walimu, sijui ni walimu sijui ni community, because I've been in several boards, lakini nilikuwa nimekataa nisiingie kwa board, but walimu akasema nitaingia ndani. So niko kwa board of management currently under kwa sponsor. Na represent sponsor Isibania Parish. Kwa hivyo tuendelee na tujaribu sana tushikilie penye wale wa kwanza walianzia. Mtoto anazaliwa, anakuwa, alafu baadaye anakufa. Lakini tunasema alumni yetu isikufe. Tuishikilie na tuone chenye itatupatia. Asanteni.
Na all protocols observed. Hatujambo. Hamjambo tena wote. Nachukua nafasi hii kutangaza kwamba nimefurahia sana hii mpango ambayo mmekuja nayo. In fact is very very much encouraging. Kukumbuka mahali umeanzia, wengi wetu hatukumbuki sana, lakini I'm proud that you remember where you are nurtured, and you can recall how you came from that place and where you are now. Kwa mwalimu mkuu wetu, kwa kweli ni mwalimu wa bidii. Tumeshirikiana naye huu ni mwaka wa 4 sasa katika hii bodi, lakini hata hapo mbeleni nimeserve katika hii shule, katika bodi zingine zilizopita nimefunza katika hii shule. Kwa hivyo mimi ni mwenyeji katika shule hii kwa muda mrefu. Yule alumni wa kwanza John Kichoro alikuwa mwanafunzi wangu. 1972 I was here in the school as a teacher and moved out again to other institutions. I'm now back to the community as a retired but not yeah. Kwa hivyo napendelea huu mpango ambao mmeanzisha usije kaishie leo, lakini uendelee. Vile maoni yenu nimesikia inaweza saidia vizazi vingine viweze kuendelea zaidi ya hapo. Kwa hivyo asanteni sana. Nashukuru Mungu awape nguvu, mzidi kukumbuka mahali mlipitia na muweze kufanya maendeleo katika hiyo sehemu. Bwana Chairman, nilisikia mnasema admin block need to be changed. It is too old from what you are saying. Eh? So it is going to be a pride for the alumni to put up a new administration block. Mahali wageni wakija wanashangaa hii ni block ya administration ya shule. Kwa sababu ya nini? Itaandikwa huko alumni block. Kwa hivyo asanteni sana, Mungu awape nguvu, muendelee na hiyo mpango wenu na azidi kuwabariki mpate mpango mema na nguvu za kufanya kazi. Asanteni sana.
As a board, we are saying we'll be very, very supportive to the Alumni Association. That is the message we are telling you, Bwana Chairman. Tunaungana na nyinyi na tutafanya kazi na nyinyi kwa karibu zaidi. Asante. I think we are moving ahead, and nilikuwa nimepatiwa nafasi pia ya ku-invite other teachers who may have joined us from other schools. Na wakati nilikuwa naongea, I saw 2 of our teachers came in, and actually they are former teachers of this school. They can utilize this chance and greet you. Sindio? Yeah, Bwana Molo and Mr. Kingo. Karibuni sana, msalimie hao vijana wanaokumbuka vizuri sana. Yes. You remember Mr. Molo? Yes. Wakati nilikuja hapa, okay, I didn't get Mr. Molo, alikuwa ametoka, lakini nilipata historia yake. Niliambiwa kwamba sijui wakati alikuwa boarding master. Eti wakati alikuwa watoto wanaamka asubuhi, alikuwa anatoa sauti ambaye kila mtu hangelala, na akimulika from the other side, kila mtu anaruka out. I don't know whether you are the one or not, but that is the message I got from the student.
Asante sana. To the host principal, all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my pleasure to be here today as you launch the alumni of Isibania Mixed Secondary. It is a very bright idea, and we want to commend this. Elsewhere, the same has done wonders, and therefore we are happy for you. As much as we left this place, we are still proud of Isibania boys. They are talking of my voice. I used to have some torch. I know when that torch will just pass by, you will see people moving. And I want to appreciate, because you people were cooperative. As much as they were aware that we were pressing them, but I want to believe we were pressing you for a good cause. And we are happy for you now that even today, the same is being confirmed, that you were able to inculcate that good culture, and at the same time, it made you people appreciate the school, and you still have the attachment to the school. Thank you so much. As finally I'm concluding, by name I'm Robert Molo. Currently I'm teaching at Awendo Sub-County. The school name is Rayuer Mixed Secondary School. I want to believe they saw that I handled the boys for long, so they decided to make it Gideri by mixing girls in it, and we are on. Otherwise, thank you so much and be blessed. Karibu Mr. Kingo.
Professor Sangai, Board of Management of Isibania, and all distinguished guests, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm called Okingo Willis Odongo. I once taught here from 1991, July, to January 2008. I think I stayed here for 17 years. We worked so well with those who were there, the students who were there by then. Mr. Nikinina has told you what was there, and these other colleagues, I believe, we did what we could do at that moment. But as per now, I want to thank the senior principal for the wonderful work done, because when I left the school, there are certain structures which were not in place, and now we have very many other structures. An indication that is focused. An indication that he wants Isibania to make several strides ahead and be compared to other national schools, though it is still extra county, but I believe it can now be compared to other national schools, and that's what we want. I want to appreciate the organizers of the event for being focused, being innovative and creative, because coming up with such an idea, at least it must have come from one or two people who sat down and said we need to launch Isibania Alumni. And once alumni is in place, there is a lot of development to come, because very many infrastructures will be put up, the needy students will be assisted, and that is what we want in the society. We want a society where people grow, where we have talents nurtured. Those needy ones who cannot manage are assisted so that they can be people of substance in the society with the future generations to come. So this idea is quite good, and that's why when we received the invitation, we said that we have to come and be part and parcel of it, so that on a yearly basis when we shall be meeting, at least we shall be in a position to find out what kind of achievement the alumni has brought in. And that is what we want, and it is very, very healthy. Otherwise, currently, I teach in Ntimaru sub-county in a school called Kuyo Mixed Secondary School. We also have the two categories, the boys and the girls. So I've taught in all categories of schools. I was in Monya Bohanse as a girls' school, in Isibania as a boys' school, and now in a mixture. So it means I have the experience all around in all the institutions of learning. The challenges that students undergo, I know, because I've been part and parcel of that. Otherwise, I wish you well. May God bless you. Thank you.
Sorry, I missed it out. I cannot forget to appreciate the alumni. There is a time I lost my brother and you stood with me. Thank you and be appreciated.
Thank you very much. I think I'll now talk briefly about our school. I know the school has a rich history, which I cannot cover within this time given, but I'll mention a few things that may capture the eye. But before I do that, I also want to join my friends in appreciating the organizers of this function. Those who mooted the idea of coming up with an association. It's a very, very good idea. You have so many challenges ahead, but I know you'll overcome them. And I believe with the closeness that we are going to have with the various stakeholders, you will be able to manage. And with the kind of support that we are going to give you as members of the association and also stakeholders, get the courage of moving ahead. I also want to appreciate all those who attended. This is so good. Actually, for a starting point, it's so good. We are already successful in this one because the number which has attended is a good one, and I believe this is very encouraging. This school started in 1963 from the books which are there as in a parcel of land that was donated by the church, the Catholic Church, Isibania Catholic Church. The land was so small, but the church, depending on the plans which they had, they decided to start a school. They gave out a 5.9 hectares to start a school. And that time, you know, when the church is starting a school, the government by that time had not taken up that school. So they continued for some times. And I'm told in 1966, now the school was registered as a Harambee school. For those of you who may understand that word, people like Gichoro, they understand. Some of us, we may not understand what is a Harambee school. Okay? Those were status of schools at those points. Now, it moved on, and it became an intermediate school. At some point, it also became a district school. Those are status of the schools. It became a provincial school. And with the current structure that is there, we call it an extra count school. The school itself, at the moment, we have a motto that is guiding us. That is, we prepare well for the future. I know that's the motto some of you may have used. Prepare well for the future. The way we are doing it now, we are trying to prepare well for the future. That's the motto that's guiding us. The vision of the school at the moment is to become an international, a school of international repute for provision of quality education to youths in pursuit of excellence. That is our vision currently. Normally, we keep on revising some of this vision and mission, depending on the situation on the ground. But I'm now giving what is there currently, which it has stayed for some time, of course, but that is what we have. The mission of the school is to mold the learners into a reliable, resourceful, resilient, and all-round citizen through training, developing their talents, and also mentoring them well. We have core values which I don't want to mention, but I want to say that our school currently has a population of 758 students as we are talking, that are being served by 36 teachers, 26 out of which are TSC and 10 are BOM teachers. Our support staff, they are 24 in number, and they range from the driver, secretaries, all those cooks, watchmen. We have a bigger number, about 6 of them, because of what came at some point, the issue of banning schools. We were advised to increase the number. So we are 26 as support staff, and they're very, very supportive. We are moving on. Now, some of you came earlier, and you're able to walk around. You're able to see some of the structures that we have around. In the history of the school, I've been hearing people who slept in this dormitory. Hall 1, isn't it? Yes. I think even Professor, you are sleeping in Hall 1. Yes. Now, Hall 1, if you check on it right now, it looks very new. Someone may think that it's a building that was just built the other day. But it's a building that has served people who are old, and some have even gone to meet their maker, isn't it? The way Gichoro was telling us, isn't it? So we have several dormitories, around 10 of them. We have one dining hall currently. Though some of you, as we were walking around, some were identifying some of the structures that we are calling Santorium as having been their dining hall. So things keeps on changing. So we have that one main dining hall that is there, though very old, around 32 doors of toilets, put at different points, of course. We have 11 teachers' houses, 11 of them, 11 units. Quite a good number of teachers are hosted around, and quite a good number are also outside. We have one library that Nkirina was telling me that when it was being constructed, he was seeing it as so big, but at the moment he's seeing it to be so small. I told him that it's because he was young. Yeah, that old library that we are using is still there, and we are still using it, though it's very old. We've really made an improvement on the side of classrooms, and I think, Mr. Kingo, thank you for recognizing that. We even have a story building. We were doing so because we were moving very fast because of the CBC issue. We were being pressed. As a board, we were trying to see, come 2023 January, when we are going to have a double intake, what is going to happen with us as a school. So the board made a decision that to let us come up with a story building of some classrooms so that we can cater for the students who are coming. It was a good idea because when you have classrooms enough and you miss a dormitory, you convert the classes into a dormitory, isn't it? Yeah, that is what we had. And they were wise enough. They were able to come up with a very good base that can even hold up to 4 floors up. So the government gave us some money to put up to ground floor and second floor, but we constructed in such a way that in future, when we get money, we can still have another floor and another one. So you will be allowed to walk around and see the kind of buildings that we have. Some are highly dilapidated and they are too old. They need some renovation. And those are some of the areas, if you are people you have to come in, then you can come in and assist at some point. Now, our focus at the moment on this infrastructure is to get a very good library, a modern one, of course. It's very necessary. There's a mention of the administration block. If we can get a good one that befits our status as Isibania, as the mighty Isibania, and also increasing the toilets, all getting a modern toilet for our boys. It's very, very necessary. So as an alumni association, on the issue of assisting the school, you can focus on those areas and any other areas that you may deem fit for you. Otherwise, allow me to talk about the academics. The school has been doing very well to our standards, but we are aspiring to improve. We have several programs that are there that the teachers are put in place to ensure that we're improving. As a focus, from 2017, briefly, those are 6 years behind. In 2017, we had a mean of 5.2, and 18 students went to university. 2018, the mean dropped to 4.5. However, the number of going to university increased to 23 from 18. In 2019, the school attained a mean of 5.05, and we took 32 students to university. 2020, the mean also fluctuated from 5.0 to 4.8, but the number increased to 38 of those who went to university. 2021, that was last year, the last exam that we released, we had a mean of 5.7, and the number that went was 47, so it was an improvement also. We've done KCSE, and we registered actually 216 students who did the exam. They were finishing last week. We are very hopeful that still, depending on our trend, we are going to improve. So we believe the mean is going to go up, and the number that is going to join university is going to increase. We are talking about Isibania School Alumni Association. And this association, if it stands, is really going to assist the school. We appreciate that. We will be assisted through your ideas, good ideas that you are going to give, through material support that we may get from you people. Allow me give some advice, depending on what I've been seeing. But before I give that advice, I also want to recognize, I had already mentioned about professor who had come up with an association that at some point it became dormant. But those are the people that we can utilize. So along with the steering committee that we are having, my advice will be that some of these things, they go with interest. We have people who have great interest in these kind of associations. And what I've seen, those of us who are getting old, kidogo, we are never active in WhatsApp. Somebody will just share one thing and then it'll take almost a week before he's sharing. But these young people, they're very, very active. Very active in the WhatsApp. Mr. Mbuya is a hyper, isn't it? And he has really contributed greatly into ensuring that the day is a success. Congratulations, Mr. Mbuya. There is also Queen Vincent. Where is Queen Vincent? May I recognize him? Queen Vincent, there's a time when he was trying to come up with an association, and actually he coordinated, I think he was focusing on a group of 2010 to 2019. Yes. He's one person who also worked very closely with the school. He'll call me, he'll tell me whenever there is a function, he'll attend even without invitation. He's very active. I'll advise that this is a person you can utilize properly in this region to ensure that everyone is coordinated. He is one person who is very, congratulations. So my advice to the steering committee is that kindly you have the duty to ensure that you coordinate everyone. Ensure that, nowadays through technology, like the issue of the WhatsApp group is very current. It brings people together. I was wondering when they were in my office, they were telling me that they have never seen one another. But in the WhatsApp, I'll hear some meetings here and there. We are meeting. They have been doing it through some virtual meeting, isn't it? Yeah, which is so good. That's a very good technology. So, kindly coordinate everyone, identify more people so that the list can be reached the way we've been advised by Professor, isn't it? Let us try to identify. I'll also be there to assist you. There are even people who work in Tanzania. They have been visiting the office, signing the visitors book, and I'll try to get you their names and their numbers so that we are rich in number and active in a way. Otherwise, from our side, I want to say that we are going to be very, very supportive. I, for one, I'll be very, very supportive to the association because I know what it can do to the school and to each one of us, isn't it? Yes. I want to also say that try to maintain a good register of the contact so that at any given time we are able to access and bring everyone on board. Let us also try to be very transparent in what we are doing. I saw there was some contribution that were being done through the WhatsApp group, and people gave out their money. Nowadays, people want to see what their money are doing, isn't it? Like this function, they would like to see whether it took place or not. And if it took place, were people happy or not? So after these posts, show the people the way we were eating and those kind of things, isn't it? So that they can see that their money is working. That is our nature, and we cannot run away from it. And that is the only way to succeed, isn't it? That is the advice I can give, and the promise that normally the continuity of any project like this one is never based on the wishful thinking. It's normally based on the strategies which are laid in place. So ensure that people meet regularly. Like you may, through your constitution, you can ensure that each and every year there's a meeting that people attend so that we keep on reminding ourselves. I'll not have much. I think that's what I can mention. But since you people, you paraded the captains that were there, as a strategy also, I had also identified the list of those captains that were there from the year 2000. I want to request the chairman that he allows me read so that some of you can remember some of the people who are leading you in those years, okay? Those who were in charge from the year 2000 up to present. So in the year 2000, we had somebody, W. Marwa, who was the captain, school captain. 201, there was Munanka. That was the school captain. 202, there was Mr. Omondi. They had written only I Omondi. I don't know what I stands for. It was I.S.A.A. Omondi. Some of you may remember, isn't it? Yes. Then 203, there is somebody who is present. P. Matiko. Mr. Matiko, I would like to know where you're working. He looks more of a chief. Where does he work, Matiko? I mean, he's a police officer. Yeah, I think he had all the features of being a chief.
Indeed, I was until 2003.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm Assistant County Commissioner 1, Chepalungu in Bomet County.
See, I'm not wrong. Yeah, in the year 04, there was David Ongo. 05, Henry Mosabi was the school captain. 06, Jared Ombega is present. Those of you who are not arrived, that is the Ombega, and is currently the chairman, the interim chairman of this association. 07, Wilson Nyakega. Is he present? No, he's not present. 08 Ibrahim Marwa, for those of you who are not arrived, that is that was the school captain. 09 Peter Ouche. Ouche has arrived. Can you, Ouche? Karibu sana bana. Correct. That is Peter Ouche was 09. 2010 Boniface Buyara. Boniface Buyara. Yupo. 2011 Kennedy Mogaya. Kennedy Mogaya, present, is there. You are the school captain, man. Nikama, you are not sure. No, that was the school captain, Kennedy Mogaya. Then 2012, Andai Ogutu. 2013, there was Samuel Nyabando. Is he present? Not there. 2014, Quene Vincent. Quene Vincent is the president, very active. Then 2015, Kevin Pendo. 2016 is when I reported to this school. We had Evans Kadiwa. Is Evans Kadiwa present? Those of us who can remember him, isn't it? All those that I was mentioning, I didn't see them. But now from that list, which I'm reading, I know them, isn't it? So we had 2016, we had Evans Kadiwa. 2017, we had Rogers Otieno. He's not present. 2018, we had Moses Menge. He's not there. 2019, we had Edward Otieno. There's a time when I invited him to come and address my student. He was a good student. 2020, we had Junior Okia. 2021, we had Fred Obogo. And in 2022, because of the constricted programs, we had 2 of them. And they're going to go into history as having been school captains within 1 year, okay? But 2 academic programs, okay? Yes, Joseph Boke and Josephat Wegesa, who is currently serving as the school captain. Thank you very much. It was good to mention them. Otherwise, may I stop there? And I hand back to the program to our MC. Thank you.
School history and a lot of the progress that Isibania has made so far. I want now to officially ask the members herein to put our hands together for the principal. Tumpigie makofi, 1, 2, 3. Na ningependa kuchukua muda huu kuwatambua. Kuna wazungumzaji wawili ambao walitoka kuzungumza hapa, alafu wakawa wamelalamika kidogo kuhusu kuwatambua kwamba walikuwa ni wanafunzi hapa. Hamjasahaulika. 1985, now I'm officially introducing you. 1985 alumni, Professor Mohochi, please wave. Asante sana. 1992, we had 1, but if there is any other who has joined this congregation, please you can Mkenina Muruguta. Okay, that is so great. We also have other alumni. You will be identified in the course of time. That will be done by the people by the gate who are representing us. But let me take this opportunity to thank you, Mr. Principal, for having gone through the introduction. Right from, you see the faces of these guys when you're introducing the representative of the non-teaching staff, Tatamamen. Tatamamen, we remember you so much. The famous phrases, Songa Tata, Maria Line, that was so good. It's really vivid in our memories. For the teaching staff, Madam Manganga, we appreciate you so much. Before you was a biology student also, currently a clinical medicine student. Asante sana. We also have an alumni, the very crucial alumni who have talked before us. We have Mr. Gichoro, we have Professor Mohochi, Shukran Sana. That inspires many of the guys who are pursuing the doctorate. Please, you can aspire in the hierarchy of academia to emulate our own professor. On teachers, Mr. Molo, Mr. Kingo, we owe you a lot. We owe you a lot. You remind us of what the environs were. We remember there was a pitch, the training. volleyball, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Kingo, Mr. Molo, we remember the logarithms, how you did go down systemically. That was so nice. Now, let me take this opportunity to welcome our ANC Vice Chairman, who will take us through, that is the Election Management Committee. Mr. Evans Olo, please come forward so that we can hear a word from you. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think we've sat so much and we've listened to many speeches. I'll request at least we have one song, watuwajinyooshe kidogo. At least wapige makofi waruki because Mungu ametusaidia. This far imegharimu mkono wa Mungu. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Yes, mimi pia ni mchungaji, I'm a pastor. So I bless the Lord. In our ministry, we have doctors, we have teachers, we have professors, we have priests, and we also have mchungaji in our midst. Karibu sana MC. Amina.
Mungu
I joined Isibania in 2004 and left in 2007, the 2007 lot. I want to say I was one of the privileged students in this place because I became an official right from Form 1 when I joined this school. Through to Form 4, I was an official. I know some during the Form 1 period, many were going through a lot, but I was privileged, one of the few privileged to be part of the leadership for the entire period being in this school. I finished this school when I was the grounds prefect, and I'm so happy that even the MCA was my deputy by then. He was my deputy when I left for him the office. I want to thank you so very much. I'm standing here as the EMC, the I.S.A.A. EMC. I.S.A.A. electoral body, the Electoral Management Committee. This electoral body is there in our constitution, in the Article 12 of the I.S.A.A. Constitution. I know the soft copies are there in our WhatsApp groups, and a few hard copies if you have. So in this article, when there was the need to have a formal alumni association, the I.S.A.A., there was need that we have an electoral body that will conduct the election, to have the officials who will be there to carry us through in leadership in the first tenure as we launch this alumni officially. There before there was an interim office that was created and served. Thank you so much. Father Matiko is present, the 1980 alumni. Father Matiko, you are welcomed. Karibu sana, karibu sana, karibu sana. So because there was an interim office that was carrying us through the year, when there was a need to officially have the I.S.A.A. to be official, there was need that we have an electoral body, an independent body that will conduct elections, that we may have formally elected officials in office, that we may register the association, but after which we may begin our official operations. In the election, in the Article 12 of the elections and the by-elections, in the Section 1 of the Constitution of Article 12, the Election Management Committee, this is a committee that shall be comprising of 7 members serving, and as they'll be serving, they'll be serving more than 2 terms. Therein, there are the roles of the electoral body. With the roles, they shall plan, execute, conduct all election and any by-election within their tenure. The EMC is responsible for implementation of the election rules and developing and adopting operational procedures as necessary to carry out the rules set forth below, provided such operational procedures are consistent with the election rules and the I.S.A.A. bylaws. I'm reading this one intentionally. The Section 2, the roles of the electoral body, that they shall plan, execute, and conduct all elections and any by-election within their tenure, and the Election Management Committee is responsible for implementation of election rules and developing and adopting operational procedures as necessary to carry out the rules set forth below, provided such operation procedures are consistent with the election rules of the I.S.A.A. When this body was created, and in our midst, some of us, because of the commitment, you've been told we've been having several meetings. Also, the I.S.A.A. was having several meetings. Some of us are in Tanzania, some of us are in other parts, so we are really meeting to make sure that we bring election to a success come today, the day 30th December. So we have a few of us who attended this meeting. I'll request us to stand, the EMC who are present. We have our secretary, the EMC secretary. You can wave, sir. Thank you so much. We have our very able treasurer. Thank you very much. And we also have one of our members, Mr. Shadrach. You can wave. Thank you so very much. These are the few of us. We are a number of 7 committee members. They have managed to really, they've worked so hard, and I want to appreciate them, that we may bring forth a credible elections. When you read down the section B of the electoral rules and regulations, I know in your soft copies they are there, how eligible voting members interested in serving on an executive committee must submit a candidate application to I.S.A.A. Election Management Committee headquarters or on before published dates. Interested candidates shall be required to accompany the application with the respective fee depending on the position applied for as stated below. So when you read, you will find how the fees that they were supposed to be paying. When you check out, we were checking on the eligibility, after which we were to verify the eligibility of the candidates who have applied, after which we were to allow them to campaign, and after campaigning, we were to have a voting procedure, and then announcements of the elections results, and if there were contestations of the results, there are restated rules on how such procedures were to be carried out. All are stated in our constitution, in our laws, and the bylaws. When this committee was created, it moved forth immediately because it was required now to formulate the bylaws, which when this committee was created, they sat and formulated the bylaws which are there in the constitution. After that, the formulation of the bylaws, which was also presented to the interim committee, who by going through them, any amendments that were there and necessary was done. And when it was ready, it was shared to the public, that is the alumni community, through the WhatsApp, and after which it was adopted and it was included in the constitution. After that, we were to start preparing for an election process. It was a really time that we sat, organized ourselves, and planned that today's election be a success. In the elections, after that, when the dates were posted, every person, after the advertisements of the posts, any person and every person was allowed to apply for any post that they would have wanted or desired to take in the election. And there was the stipulated period of time that every person was to forward the application forms. When that period elapsed, the committee, the EMC, had to start verifying all the applicants if what was presented for them were eligible. Them who were found eligible, there was the process of vetting. For the people who applied, can ascertain this, that there was a very rigorous vetting process that took place. And this was happening that when people are coming into elections, the alumni, the people who will be presented, or the applicants, or the contestants who will be there, will be people who are vetted and found that they are qualified, they are eligible, and they attain what is required to lead this association. So the vetting process took place, of which some did not make it during the process and were dropped at that level. Going forward, because there were other groups and we wanted to merge this as one and come a one family, the alumni family, we gave a grace period and contacted other group leaders that if there be any person who has no information about this and in the other groups and would wish or would want to be part of the leadership to apply. The grace period was given after the first vetting, and later on nobody showed up. After the vetting process was concluded, all the nominated persons all were contacted and they were posted that they may start, or they can start their campaigns as they be contesting for the posts. There was that period for the campaigns, but the shortlisted people, there was the commitment fee. When you read the constitution that I read, that I